All right, here's a quick video to show you how to do all this principal component analysis stuff with MATLAB. All right, everything works here just great. Some things are faster with MATLAB. Not throwing shade, but when it's all said and done, the graphics aren't as pretty looking, but it is what it is. All right, so I'm using MATLAB online. That's what I have access to on my computer. The basic ideas are the same for you. Maybe buttons are in slightly different spots, but all right, first thing to do is import the basic data. So I have it all in Excel. I'm going to open up Excel. Um, this is all real small for right now. We'll make things bigger in a little bit. First, what I'm going to do is import all just the basic data of the numbers. No labels and player names, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to highlight it all. Some of it goes off screen for you. Hit copy. I have an extra row here of data. Don't worry about James Harden. He wasn't on the team. I was going to do something different with it, and I'm not going to anymore. So don't sweat it. So copy that. Come in here. Let's call it matrix M. M equals open square bracket. Hit paste. Screen fills up with all sorts of stuff. And then at the very end here, close square bracket, semicolon. Now, the way that mine is entered in, I don't know if I can show it to you, not very well. Let me slide my thing over here. This is what the far right-hand side of my stuff looks like. Notice that there's no row endings here. I didn't put semicolons. You can go through and put semicolons there, but for other purposes, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to enter it in as it is right now. And so hit enter. And that's M, but now M is the wrong size. It's just one long row vector. So what I'm going to do is say M is equal to reshape M, and then I know that I have 17 rows and 21 columns of data. So I'm going to say M is the reshape of M within a vector of 17 and 21, and then I get a bunch of stuff back. But then here everything looks right, columns 1 through 18 or whatever. So everything should be good. All right. Now, got to subtract off the mean and normalize it, divide by the standard deviation. So I'm going to say matrix A is equal to, in parentheses, M minus the mean of M, close parentheses, dot divide, dot slash, standard deviation STD of M. Put semicolon there, hit enter, and then I guess just for a gut check, just to make sure you're on the right track, let's look at A, and then I'll look at first row, all columns. So is that what's colon? There we go. And that gives me this. Okay, so hopefully you get the same thing there. Now, while I'm at it, before I plot this, let me go ahead and import. No, let's just keep on going. Here, let's do let's plot the principal components. So next thing to do is get the singular value decomposition. USV is equal to the SVD, singular value decomposition of A. And then I'm going to say PC is equal to A times V, principal components. All right, and I got a bunch of stuff I forgot to suppress the output, so I get all junk put on the screen, a lot of zeros that come out. All right, and I'm going to scatter plot the very first two columns of PC. So I'm going to do it in one line, scatter PC, all rows. The first column is my X vector, and then PC, all rows, second column, that's my Y vector. Hit that, and then I'm using the online version, and so the figure should pop up here. Maybe I click on it, there it is. Slide this over, and I get that image there. Not as pretty as Mathematica's, but it's effective. If you remember, this is Steph Curry out here. This was Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. So I have that. Now let's go ahead and put labels on this. So you get labels, and you go back to Excel. And I need to do some work in Excel. Mathematica handles this part a little bit nicer, but we can get this done. So in Excel, I'm going to zoom in quite a bit here now. I need to tell Mathematica that all these things are strings. And so in order to get strings, I need to put quotes around everything. So I'm using an Excel function to do that instead of like hand typing it all in. That's going to take a while, especially if you have a lot. So I'm down here. I'm going to type in equals, and then I'm going to do 4 double quotes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 double quotes, and then an ampersand. So now 4 double quotes in a row after the equal sign is going to actually give me 1 double quote. All right, it's kind of a quirk of Excel. Ampersand says and put something else in there. I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to click on Steph Curry's name. All right, and then scrolling back down, another ampersand. So 4 double quotes gives me a single double quote when it's printed out, and Steph Curry's name, and I need to close double quotes, so I need 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit enter. And then I have Stephen Curry there, or Stephen Curry. And so there's his name. And now I'm going to click on Excel, take that corner, drag it down for a while, and get everyone's name in there. I don't know if Quinn Cook was the last one or not. Yep, so then there's some blank spaces there. I'll get rid of those. So that's how I got my names for everybody. And while I'm at it, I might as well get my stat headings at top too. So right here, I'm going to put in equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 double quotes, ampersand, and then click on GP for games played, and 1, 2, 3, 4, hit enter, games played, and then take that and I'm going to right click it and drag to the right, or sorry, click and drag to the right, not right click. And that takes me all the way over here to column V, and I have these plus minus things there. All right. So now almost back to MATLAB. Let's highlight this column of names, copy it. Now back to MATLAB. I'm going to say names is equal to open square bracket, paste all those names in there, close square bracket, semicolon, repress output. My names are entered, and now I'm going to do stats. Let's go back to Excel. Starting with GP, I'm going to scroll to the right. It'll be a little bit off screen for you. Oops, went way too far. There it is. Get all my stats in there, hit copy, go back to MATLAB, and say stats is equal to square bracket, paste, semicolon, and now I have that there. Okay. So now the next thing to do is, now that I have it all entered, I don't have to go back to Excel anymore. Now it's put names on my plot. And so that's going to use the text command. And now I need to give it the X coordinates, the Y coordinates, and the names to put there. So X coordinates, again, were PC, all rows, first column. Y coordinates were PC, all rows, second column, and then my names was a vector of names, and I can hit enter, and then when I click on the figure, all the names are there. Mathematica has like this suppression algorithm where if the names get too close together, it doesn't print them all, which has pluses and minuses. Sometimes you're like, well, who is that? And you have the mouse over it. Here, you see everything, but it's also very busy over there too. Okay. And then click on figure 1 to make it hide again. Now let's plot those loading vectors. All right. So to plot another stat plot, I need to tell MATLAB that I hang on and plot lots of things in one figure. So hold on is the command. Reminds me of a song. I'd sing it, but I get it wrong. One more day. And then, all right. So another scatter plot. And now I want to do the columns of V. If you remember from the lesson, the columns of V are unit vectors. They're all small things. I need to magnify these columns so I can see them better. Otherwise, it'll all be really, really jumbled together. So I've practiced with this, and I found out in our case, multiplying by 15 works pretty good. So 15 times V, all rows, first column, comma, 15 times V, all rows, second column. And I think that should do it. I'm going to go back to my figure, And sure enough, I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but there's all those orange dots that we saw from before. And now I got to give those things names. And so the last thing to do is hit text. Um, and again, it's 15 times V all rows first column, comma, 15 times V of all rows second column, just before, but then text now. Stats are my labels. And that should do it. Convert a figure, and there they go. And again, it's really, really busy. If I scroll in, I can get some differentiation from some of these different things. I can see where they are. And so now I can see some, like, here's minutes, here's turnovers, TOV, and there's a plus minus and field goal attempts. So those kind of things are all highly correlated together in the first component, actually in first and second component, because they're all real close together. All right, but and then there's probably a way to export this and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, you have seen enough that you should be able to recreate this kind of stuff on your own. But as always, the office hours for Zoom, email me somehow, get in contact with me, and then I'll do the best I can to help you with this. Hope this helps. Take care.